Call the May 6th Cicero Town Council meeting to order. We'll stand and do a pledge of allegiance, and Rhonda will say a prayer for us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to be together. Father, be with the council members that couldn't be here with us. And Father, I pray that you heal my bookkeeper and get her back to work. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Rhonda. If you will do roll call, please.
Joe Cox, Eric Hayden.
Present.
Dennis Johnson, Jacob Everett.
Present.
Alan Pearson.
Present.
So we do have a quorum. First on the agenda is approval of agenda. Any changes or modifications?
Officially, we need to elect a President Pro Tem to run the meeting tonight.
I would like to nominate Eric be our President Pro Tem.
Second.
Any other? Do we have to, is it nominations? You have to-
No, if we've got a first and second, you can
Okay.
just vote and then,
Okay, so make a, or, help me out. Just one Brandon.
there's a first and second, so you need a vote. All in favor?
Yeah, thank you. So we have a first and a second. All in favor of me being the
Pro Tem.
pro tem president?
Aye.
Opposed? So I guess I am it, so. For one meeting.
We can change that.
Nope, we cannot. So, okay, so any changes or adjustments to the agenda?
Where did you want me to bring up the fire department thing? Under miscellaneous
Well,
or?
we can just talk to it when we
Okay.
get to the miscellaneous.
I have the Mooney Farms purchase agreement, the final version I sent out last week for approval under new business.
New business or legal?
We can do it under either.
You tell me where to put it.
I'd say new business.
Sure. It is more difficult using the computer when you have to talk. Okay, any other changes? So I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
So we have first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. Moving on to approval of prior minutes. So both the town council executive session meeting minutes for April 21st and the town council Cicero, or town council meeting minutes for April 21st. Everyone's had a chance to review any changes or adjustments? Entertain a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Both.
Both.
How many do we have, both, two or three?
We have two.
Two.
So the
Motion to
other
approve both.
was RDC.
That's right.
Okay, so we have first and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So you can publish those meeting minutes. Moving on to approval of claims. Everyone's had a chance to review those?
Rhonda, there was a transfer in water, I think, 20,000.
Yeah, I put $20,000 a month, I believe, into wastewater, or water and wastewater improvement for anticipated bond payments. That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right.
I make a motion, we pay our bills.
Thank you.
Second.
You're welcome.
First and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, you can pay the bills, Rhonda, thank you. Council committee reports, EDC report. I don't see anybody here to speak on that. Stormwater Management Board report.
Good evening, Pro Tem President, for one meeting. The rest of the Take it short, sweet. We have nothing to bring to the table. Keith will bring us up to date on our project order motion. Otherwise, I have nothing for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to legal counsel report.
The only thing I have is I got out draft ordinances of, one is for the weight limits on the roads, the other one is dealing with the 20-minute stop signs. I'm making a tweak on the 20-minute, or not stop signs, 20-minute parking spaces on that ordinance, and I'll send it out to the full council. But if things look good, we can have it on the agenda to approve at our next council meeting.
Okay.
Did you say you sent a draft of the weight, or you have not sent that yet?
I sent it, but I only sent it to a couple people. I thought you were one of the ones I'd copied, because I
Probably
wanted
was.
feedback.
Probably was. So we're not doing anything with that tonight, though?
No, not tonight.
Okay. Seems like I reviewed it, and I didn't have any feedback, but I'll go back and look at it again as well, Aaron.
Sure.
Anything else from legal counsel?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. Cicero Jackson Township Plan Commission report. I like your reports that you're sending out. Is that through the new system?
It is.
Okay, so I like that, to be able to see the estimated value and what exactly is going on, so
Okay.
appreciate that.
Dang it.
Funny you say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, good evening, council.
Take it you didn't like sending that up?
Oh, he doesn't like it.
Yeah, we're having some trouble with it right now.
You're the only one who said you liked it, doesn't he?
So I like that report, so.
That is a bright spot. Let's focus on the positive, shall we? I have here in front of me the latest version of the director's report. This is for April of 2026. Permit revenue for the month of April was this year $7,521. That brings us up to a year-to-date of $42,011. At the same time last year, April of 2025, we were at $5,214 for the month, and a dismal $14,652 for the year. That's a difference for the month of April, a plus $2,307 for the month, and a plus for the year, $27,359. We issued a total of 44, that's right, count them, 44 building permits for April 2026. 30 of those were inside the corporate limits, no new homes there, though, however. And then we issued another 14 out in Jackson Township, one new home out there. We also issued 6 right-of-way, either permits or extensions this month. Estimated cost of these projects permitted was $956,869. Plan Commission meeting for May, May, it will be on May 13th, 2026, right here at the Town Hall. We do have items on the agenda. The next BZA meeting is scheduled for May 21st, 2026, also right here, 7 p.m. at the Town Hall. In other news, we did pause Frontier installation on 2 permits to allow the utility guys to get caught up with some of their spring tasks. The locates were just getting overwhelming, so we asked Frontier to just hold up and let them get caught up, and they agreed. So we are corresponding with Terry and his guys on that. Frontier also, they agreed to the flush mount handholds.
Thank you for working that.
You're very welcome.
So there are a few still up. Will they go back and replace those?
There are, yeah. They had to order more lids.
Okay.
So, but they are on it, and I confirmed with them again this week. They are going to replace every single one of those. So
Thank you for that work. Frank.
you're very welcome. It wasn't hard to do when I just asked them, and they agreed to it, so it's not that big of a deal.
You still get all the credit.
Yeah, thanks, I'll take it. I did attend the Han Suburban Housing Conference last month to discuss changing housing needs across the region. It was very interesting and informative. That's my report. Anybody have any questions for me? Thank you very much.
So when so they pretty much pulled all out of Morse Landing. I don't know what when over to Jacob.
We're pretty much done.
They-
Seems like.
When will they be starting back up? Do you know?
Well, so we asked them to, so we had a meeting before the project started, and about the town project going on Morse Landing Drive, the storm sewer thing that we all met and got together with. Those guys just trucked right on through and drilled right through some of that area. We caught them, asked them to stop. I guess they didn't get the message correctly, but they started pulling everything out that they had done. I stopped them and said, you don't need to do that, just the area that we don't want to interfere with the town project. You can leave everything else. You can still work on other areas of Morse Landing. They had that wrong, so we had a discussion about that yesterday, and they intend to get back and finish Morris Landing. So that's what's going on. They're not finished. They just stopped because they thought we wanted them to stop.
Yeah, no, I understand. Thank you for that follow-up as well.
You're welcome.
Mr. Strong, anything from your standpoint?
No, sir, I have nothing to add this evening.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to town engineer report, Mr. Bryant.
Good evening, all.
Hello.
Not a whole lot to add, but I would say the wastewater rentals continues to work. Had a meeting today with them. They're getting closer on the oxidation ditch. They got basically all the concrete poured on the rehab. Got the clarifiers ready to go, so they're scheduled to bring in West Tech and Lakeside, who are the equipment manufacturers for those two pieces, or those two processes, in the week of the 18th of this month, and switch and get those tanks up and online. So once that happens, basically everything plant capacity-wise will be online, and we'll be able to notify items enforcement section that, hey, yeah, we've met our compliance plan deadline. So
And that was what, June 1st?
June 1st, correct. So we might have a week to spare. I hope we have a week to spare. At this point, that's the best case scenario. They continue to work on some, when they switch over to the plant, so basically we've got the new tanks running, processing our wastewater. We took the old tanks down to rehab and modify them. They'll get those back online, and we'll have basically double our capacity that we had before. In addition, when they're doing that changeover, will be about 24 hours, depending on the influent flow, that we won't have any discharge, because we'll be filling the new process tanks. While they're doing that, they're going to make some final pipe connections, which is smart, because that way they don't have to bypass pumps. So they'll do that. They got some building HVAC they're working on, a bunch of miscellaneous piping, punch list items that they're trying to just get finished up, so that sometime in June they hope to be able to pull out and be done. I did send, we processed, reviewed, and sent their pay application 22 up on the 30th of April. And, you know, per the agreement, you could table that and wait and discuss that at the next meeting, or you could move ahead. If you have any questions, I could answer them.
So, yeah, that was pay application. What would you guys like?
This is 22?
Yeah, feedback.
Correct.
The amount, the total is $414,628.42. There's retainage, and then what we pay. Retainage is about $20,700, and then what we pay rentals is the difference.
We heard anything since the last meeting about additional requests?
No.
No, that's good.
No.
So it's looking like we're going to be at the $19.2 million.
Yeah,
project.
they tapped everything except $40,000 at this point. So.
Motion to approve. Pay up 22.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second for pay application 22. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. Okay, it passes. Thank you.
Thank you. 2026 CCMG, that's the East Jackson Street project. I sent up schedule, but they're looking at, we did have a pre-construction meeting with Howard Company, they're the contractor, and we talked about coordination with school buses, et cetera. They made the probably smart choice to wait until school's out, so basically they plan to start in early June and be finished completely before the 4th of July festivities. That's their plan right now, so. They have sent over a schedule that I emailed, but I'm sure it's going to change a little bit with weather and such, but we'll, working with Dan and Terry, we're going to try to reach out to Big Dogs and others, you know, that they'll have an impact on when we get a closer date and know they're actually working, so.
So June 8th through the 21st, so essentially 2 weeks, seem reasonable?
I think it'll take them, well, I think they had about another week in there for striping and things, but it seems very optimistic to me, but it's possible.
Okay, I mean, hopefully, because 4th of July is, they have about a week buffer.
Right.
Okay.
And if they don't get to that point, they'll have to button up and close down we'll have to have that discussion.
We might have that sooner than
Yeah,
later. Is
yeah, they're aware of
all equipment off-site.
Right.
Okay.
Mr. Bryant, there's a schedule in what you sent out, the pre-con meeting? I don't know how to interpret this schedule. It's got a bunch of colors on it?
Yeah, and they.
Should I ignore
The
that?
tonnage, those numbers are the tonnage.
Are we
that
talking about, did
correlate.
you do the 2026?
It
It says, it says like mill
Yeah,
on,
Are we talking about 26 or
but it says
27?
it's on May
this one's
11th.
2026, East Jackson Street from 19 East. 2027,
Oh,
well,
for the East Jackson. Gotcha.
2027 is the one, at least I'm interpreting
But it
it
says
as a new application.
2023, so.
Gotcha, gotcha, 2026. I have 26 at East Jackson, right?
Yes,
Should I just
So
ignore that?
confused on these.
I'm sorry.
Should I just ignore the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, you could look at the dates, but it's, the contractor put it together, it's a little ragged, it's got some wrong dates in it, some.
That's what I was
Some of them are
confused about.
the year 2023,
Yeah,
which
okay.
obviously.
So if you're
but-
telling me they're gonna
But the
start-
dates and the months are actually correct, it's just they had the wrong year called out on there, but if you look at the days, they actually make.
So we're not really gonna see any activity till early June?
Correct.
So somewhere I got June 8th through the 21st. I thought it was from that table. Maybe there's I don't know.
It's all right, I'm gonna just go off of what you just told me and I'm good, so.
And we're going to get an updated schedule from them, and I'll distribute that, but yeah, they had some errors in that one, but it's all we had, so I thought it's better than nothing, so.
Okay.
Morris Landing Drive under drain project that Bruce mentioned, the stormwater project, SLB's the contractor, they actually started work this week. They've only got so they did a lot of potholing, looking for connections and making sure they knew where the existing tiles were, et cetera. They've got that done, and they've actually started constructing and putting under drain in from the north side south. They've only got maybe 80 to 100 feet complete if you go out there and look. They've crossed, I think, one driveway at this point, I think one or two. So they'll continue to work their schedule. They claim that they plan to be done in about 3 to 4 weeks, but yeah, depends a lot on weather and what they run into, but.
So that one driveway, it looks like they just chipped out the bottom. I'm assuming they will, to put it in, I'm assuming they will pull where they cut out all that and replace those sections?
Yeah, they have to saw cut and have a clean edge. You talking about on the
Yeah, so
house
they're-
side
the
or back
drives
to the
are-
curb?
Outside, toward the homes, and then they're saw cut. But they only chipped out, like at the curb, looked like where they replaced that pipe today.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by chipped out the curb. You
They didn't
explain
take
it.
the whole section out, they just took out a small section by the curb.
Oh, yeah.
But they will replace that where they saw.
All everything, all the curb will get replaced and the saw cut,
Okay.
to the saw cut, yes.
And
Absolutely.
then do they put rebar into the old stuff to hold it, or?
Not typically for that. They put mesh, we've got mesh called out and they'll put that in, but
And that's for the
those
existing-
driveways typically aren't thick enough to put rebar in. They'll just crack.
Okay. All right, and then, if it shifts, that's on the town, or that's on them for how long?
12 months after completion.
So then the town's responsible post that for a period of time?
Theoretically, I guess, yeah. But,
Okay.
I mean, their trench, they have to go back in with compactor with number 8 stone, which is self-compacting, so we wouldn't anticipate anything there. So really, anything else has already been driven on and had drive on top of for as long as the house has been there, so I wouldn't expect anything else to settle beyond the trench.
Okay,
Should be good.
all right. Thank you.
That's all that was on the agenda, unless somebody has questions for me. I think under old business, we
Yeah,
might,
under old business, we had 2027 CCNG.
right. So come back for that.
We're on old business, you can stay up here.
We keep going. All right, we had sent out, based on scope of work, working with Dan and Terry, we had sent out a cost estimate and a scope and some exhibits that we talked briefly at the last meeting. And the reason for that is we really don't have a lot of time with the CCMG grants. NDOT has squeezed that schedule from after we get award to when you have to have construction contracts signed. Otherwise, there's no question to ask, you lose the grant. They're pretty adamant about that. So they squeeze that down to really, unless it's just a simple mill and resurface, you're not going to, if you add anything else in there, you're not going to get it done in time. You're just going to lose your grant. So basically, we're trying to get the scope laid out and agreed to at some point before the application so we can actually get started with survey and design and not jeopardize a grant in the end was the purpose of that. At that point in time, we were really trying to push because we were getting tight on time because the applications were supposed to be in July. Dan saw and I saw as well and talked to NDOT. The application round has now been put back to September. So good news is that means we don't have to rush into a decision. We've got a little more time. We can take the time and evaluate, get the other council people back and talk through any changes or anything we want to do and still have time to get in compliance. So I would say that, if we could get decisions on the scope so that we could start moving in June or so, we'd be in good shape sometime in June. So.
What do you need from us to kind of help navigate exactly what we want to see down there?
Well, if you look at what I sent, and if you see anything you want to do different or want to consider, just let us know. We can look into it and see what the cost impacts would be.
I'm looking at the stuff you sent us last meeting. Hang on, because there was 2 different drawings last time, right? One was old and one was new.
Yeah.
Which
the
one's
new,
the new one?
new one's just the aerial kind of shows the whole scope because that old drawing from a prior study didn't extend all the way to the west side of the bridge or the east side of the bridge westward. So right now we're talking about milling and servicing and new asphalt all the way from where we left off at Pearl out to the east side of the bridge. Then on top of that, that scope includes replacing street lights from Pearl to Main, putting street lights and walk that doesn't exist on the north side of from Main over to the condos. That's the word I was looking for. And it also includes replacing lights and moving them and trying to widen, if we can widen the drive where we can on the south side over to the kind of the boat ramp. It includes those raised pedestals for pedestrians mid-block with push buttons on those and flashers, which is kind of the safety item of it.
So on
That's
Main Street,
basically it.
on Main Street, right now we have the sidewalks going right at that intersection. I mean, is there any best practice to get people away from that intersection where you're crossing Main? So on Jackson, you pushed them out away from the
Mid-block, yeah.
Yeah.
But normally, if you got a stop sign, that's the place you want to do the crossing. So those north-south roads are stopped. So that's usually the logic. Because if you start, the only reason they're moved on the others is because there are no east-west stops, and it makes it a little safer. So that's the main reason.
I got you. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, man, thanks for the information. I don't think we want to do anything today.
I'll take some time to review this and send you and Terry some comments, but overall, I like the direction of it.
And you're welcome. Anybody's welcome. If you're looking at it and you got a list of questions, fire us all an email. We'll do our best to answer them before the meeting, so you can be thinking about that as well.
So total project cost is about 2.1 million, with potentially $1 million. That's if you do it right.
If you put that blank water main in, yeah, for future.
With the maximum grant up to $1 million.
Yeah, and the other thing on that water main, that's if we're ever going to extend to the west side and do something over there. It's a lot of money because when are we going to do that? Are we going to do it? There's a lot of questions there. One thing you could consider is, we could come back in if it's 4 or 5 years now, we could come back in there and with just 2 or 3 cuts, we could directional drill that main to that same area and not spend that money now. It may cost a little bit more because everything goes up, but It's
So
kind
you
of
could direct-
kind of hard to stomach doing $420,000 worth of work for, that you don't even know
Right.
when you're going to
So
connect on
you
each
could
road.
directionally bore that?
To the bridge, yeah, I mean, you
Okay.
can't, you have to hang it, it hangs on the bridge, so you have to, you can't do that, but you could that.
Right.
Yeah. So you would do minimal damage to the pavement that you put
Right.
in, just a couple spots, so. Something to think about.
Yeah, I think we need to have that discussion. Because I think eventually we're going to have to do something to get over there.
Dan, did you have anything to add to that?
I think the only thing that just might update them that the cycle's going to go to September moving forward instead of July from now on.
That's what they claim, yeah, so once annually in September, correct?
Yes.
Is,
Other than the timing, did they announce any other changes to the program or anything, just the date?
Yeah, it's the only thing that I've seen in the documentation that they sent out.
Okay.
The only change they're making is still the 80-20 match.
Right.
And then they moved the date from July to September moving forward. So, other than that, everything else seems to be the same as it was previously.
Okay, anything else from Mr. Bryant?
I'm good.
Okay.
thank you.
And you'll be here Thursday, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
next Thursday, right?
yeah, correct. Thank you.
Mr. Everett, if you don't mind, will you send that, your comments, so whoever sends them out, if you include me on that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, bump out ordinance 05-06-2026-01. Mr. Culp?
This ordinance, we orally amended it, and in order to ensure that what we wrote into it captured what the board actually wanted and that there was no lag between them, I just asked that we approve the revised version to make clear that the text of that is what the board wanted. And
Are we looking at the PDF?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the PDF, and then we wrote into the Word version too, dealing with the picnic tables. Because basically we went through, and in addition to table chairs, we added picnic tables throughout. But then the actual standards for the picnic tables are dealt with in the PDF.
Okay.
So essentially, it's covering brothels, because, not essentially, actually, coffee shop as well, right?
Yeah,
Everything else is the same.
correct.
Any questions for Mr. Culp?
Yeah, nothing was removed, we just added picnic tables and the standards for them.
I make a motion, we approve it as amended.
Second.
We have a first and a second for the bump out ordinance 05-06-2026-01. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say nay. It passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business. The land, go ahead, the land purchase agreement.
Yeah, we have the land purchase agreement. This is for the various sites on the Mooney Farms property as well as the easements. We already at the last redevelopment committee meeting approved using TIF funds to pay for this. This is just the final text of the purchase agreement. If this is approved tonight, then I will reach out to start both the title search and to get a closing date set.
Can you remind me, did we end up keeping all four corners?
Yes.
Yes, we kept all four corners. We got rid of the easement that ran along the road, but then we kept the easements connecting the sites around the west, north, and east boundaries.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept the purchase agreement for Moody Farms.
Okay.
Anything else you need included in that motion?
No.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? It passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, under miscellaneous, we'll have council comments. We can go ahead and do council comments.
Okay. I thought everyone should know that we received notification from Chief Frazier on Monday that we have been moved to an ISO rating 4 from a 10. And we need to thank our prior chief, Lance Overholster, for getting this in motion, and then Chief Frazier and all the firemen for making this happen, because it was a team effort. And it's a really good thing. They've worked really hard on it. And it's appreciated. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for driving that, so.
Thank you, guys.
Council and the community appreciate that very much.
Definitely.
Okay, and I'd like to also remind everyone that Saturday is the fire department breakfast. So come out to the fire department for pancakes from 7 to 11, and then go to Community Park to the farmer's market, because we are going to have our first ever nonprofit sign up for people who maybe have retired, or they've moved to Cicero, or they have some spare time for them to go through and find out more about many of our nonprofits and sign up to donate some time and effort. So please come out Saturday.
All right, and finally, on Saturday, May 23rd at 10 a.m. at I'll call it the new ball fields, they're not so new anymore, in that parking lot, there is a trail dedication in honor of the Sethi family. And this goes back to the property that the town purchased in that area, and there is a trail and a monument dedication ceremony for that. Again, that's Saturday, May 23rd at 10 a.m. Anything else from the council or miscellaneous? Thank you all for putting that together as well, that trail ceremony. So, any comments from citizens? Yes, sir.
One question, when we approved the building of the battery storage down there, did we give them a time frame in which to have it built? I know they were talking it could take a couple of years to get all the permits in, so it's kind of an open-ended construction project?
Yeah.
If anybody else would approach us and say, hey, they're not on it yet, can we build something up? But basically, it's specifically set aside for them.
Yeah, because they have a purchase agreement for that parcel.
So there are many avenues to move forward or to not move forward as well. So those are being worked, such as financial agreements. So, any other comments by citizens? All right, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion on the table to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, thank you all. Thank you all for joining. The next town council meeting will be May 19th.